So today for SAMSON, we're going to continue working on subtraction. Quite a lot of you are doing a really good job with this, but I'm noticing we're still finding it quite tricky. So we'll probably stay on this for a couple more weeks just to improve our confidence with it. So today we are looking at something slightly different. So up until now, we've been doing a 2-digit takeaway, a 2-digit number, but today we're going to be looking at a 3-digit number, takeaway, a 2-digit number, and how that changes what we do. So with our SAMSON for subtraction, we've normally got our 2 steps. We count up to the next 10 and then we add on however many more we need to get up to the top number. But this is already at a 10, so we don't need to add anything on, okay? So we don't need to add anything on to that, already at a 10. All we need to do is we need to work out how many more 10s and then add the units to get from 90 to 162. So it's really just the step 2 part. So the way I would do this, and there's 2 different ways you can think about it, is I know that 90 is the same as 9 10s, and 160 is the same as 16 10s. And I know to go from 9 to 16, I would need 7 10s, which is 70, and then I just add my 2 on. So it would be plus 72. The other way you could do it is just count up in tens. So you would go 90, and then you would go 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. So it's 7 10s or 70, and then your 2 units at the end. So the bit that's important is you don't forget to add any units on at the end. So it's really just our step 2 of our SAMSON. Let's try a different one. Okay, so let's look at this one here. We've got 141 take away 60. So if you want to give that a go yourself, pause me now and try, otherwise just keep watching. So we don't need to count up to the next 10 because we're already at a 10. So we just need to go from 60 up to 141. So I know that I can count on in tens. This is 14 tens and this is 6. So 14 take away 6 is 8. So 8 tens and then my 1 unit. So I've got 80 plus my 1 unit is 81. So let's go over that again. I went from 60 up to 140. So 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. So we can see that it is 8 tens, and then that's the same as 80, and then I've added on my 1 unit at the end. Okay, I want you to try and give this one a go, so pause once I've written it and then you can try it yourself. So let's do 117, take away 30. So give that one a go yourself if you can. Alright, so we know we don't need to count up to the next 10 because we're already there. So we just need to get from 30 up to 117. So I'm going to go from 3 10s up to 11 10s. So 11 take away 3 is 8, so it would be 8 10s plus my 7 units. So I would do my 80 plus my 7 units would be 87. Another way we could do that is count on in tens. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, and then I put my 7 units on, so that would be 8 tens there and my 7 units. Remember, we don't forget about the units on the bigger number. So we're just counting on, and the only difference is for these ones is it is over 100 this time. Doesn't make any difference other than that, the numbers just get bigger. And we know from doing our chimney sums, bigger numbers just mean it takes a little bit longer, but it doesn't actually get any more difficult. Let's try this one. This one's 109, take away 50, so pause me and give this a go. Okay, so we don't need to count up to our next 10 because we're already at a 10, so we need to go from 5 10s to 10 10s. So 10 take away 5 is 5 10s or 50, plus my units is 9. So I've got my 50 or my 5 10s and my 9, so it is 59. So you can see what I've done is I've counted on my 10s first and then added my units. So from 50 to 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5 10s plus my 9 is my unit. I think that was number 5, not number 4. Okay, let's try this one. $199 take away 80. Okay, Okay, so let's try this using our SAMSON counting on method. We're already at 80, we don't need to add up to the next 10, we just need to get from 8 tens to 19 tens. So I could do 19 take away 8, which should be 11 tens, or 110. And then I add on my 9. So that would be 119. The other way I could do it is that counting on method, counting up first of all with our fingers, and then adding on the 9. 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, and one more is 190. So that was 2 hands, and one more would be 11 tens plus our 9. Okay, let's make this the last one we do in the video. $134 take away 20. Okay, so for this one, it's probably a bit easier actually to just take the 2 tens away from here, but we'll use the SAMSON counting on method just so I can talk you through it. But I could totally understand why some of you might just take the 10 straight off that number, but let's do the counting on anyway. So we need to get from 2 tens to 13 tens. 13 take away 2 is 11 tens, or 110, and then I need to add on my 4. So that would be, plus my 4 would be 114. Okay, so give those ones a go on your strip sheet this week, see how you get on, and remember we're trying to use that counting on method of counting up to the next number.